What's up guys, today we're going to be unboxing and checking out the Galaxy S25 Ultra here. I do have the other models as well, and yes, I did buy this my own money. We got pretty decent trade-in deal, so we'll be checking out the Galaxy Buds, this little clear magnet case as well too. So we're going to check that out, and let's go ahead and get started here. So I'm really curious about this phone in particular. This phone has been kind of very controversial since they took away the Bluetooth capabilities with the pen here. Alright, so this is the titanium white silver, and it definitely looks like that. It is kind of a little bit more white to me than silver, but here is the device. It is not as boxy anymore. Let's get that peel on the display. It is definitely not as boxy. It's still kind of a square device for sure, but definitely not as sharp. And see if we have any juice on this one. It does feel a little bit lighter than the S24 Ultra as well. The cameras here kind of have a new look. It really just looks kind of like thicker around these rings here. Honestly, we do have a new ultra wide camera as well. And yeah, so let's go ahead and boot up. And of course, as always, there's nothing really in the box here these days. We get our cable and our SIM ejection tool. It should be Type C to Type C. So yeah, overall, what do you guys think of this design? Do you guys like the kind of more rounded design? It kind of reminds me of the S21 Ultra a little bit, but it definitely is a little bit more comfortable to hold. It's not, cutting the palm. It's a super sharp phone still on these kind of like edges. But yeah, so let me start this up and let's take a look. Alright guys, so we are in the device here, and this display looks really good, guys. And it's similar to the S24's display. Let me see if I can turn up the vividness here and see if we can get that brighter, that more colorful picture. Let's see if it looks like the older displays. I have to put them side by side, but yeah, it still kind of looks like, it looks almost exactly like the S24's display. Now the bezels are a lot thinner on this phone. It is a 6.9 inch display, LTPO AMOLED. It is 120 Hz HDR10+. They didn't upgrade the max brightness though. It's still 2600 nits, and it is still pretty good in direct sunlight. I don't really have an issue with that. It is a 1440p display at 498 for the PPI. So overall, a beautiful display. This glass is supposed to be a little bit stronger here as well. It's the Gorilla Glass Armor 2 on this device, and it's supposed to be a little bit durable for you guys who like me, like to use the screen protectors and stuff like that. Now the overall holding the phone, it feels, like I said, a lot better. The display, like I said, a lot of people were kind of curious about that. It still kind of has a squared off look, but it's just not as that squared off. So I'll do that comparison with the S24 Ultra, but the display looks fine. It really has gone roughly unchanged, right? Still a flat display, but these bezels are incredibly thin, guys. These are some really thin bezels. This is the first thing that kind of popped out to me. That is just crazy. I do want to talk about the S Pen. So this phone, it does not have the capability to do the Bluetooth stuff or the air gestures and stuff like that. They just randomly took it away. It is extremely weird. And what's interesting is Samsung never gave an actual reason why they took it away. We really don't know why they took those features away. It just seems super unnecessary, and it made a lot of people mad. I didn't use the S Pen that much, honestly, unless I was writing a grocery list down. But I know a lot of my audience actually use it, and I know that's a big deal breaker. And I would always say, if you wanted to take pictures from a distance, record video if you're a content creator or something like that, then you can do that on this phone. But now with the S25 Ultra, you can't. So it would have made more sense, I think, if they, for whatever reason they took it away, if they added something like IR Blaster or something like that. I would have been extremely happy with that. But they just kind of took it away and didn't, they didn't say anything. They didn't even give a response on why they did take it away. Alright guys, as far as performance goes, this has actually very good performance, right? But it's not going to be that noticeable to a lot of people. We have the Snapdragon 8 Elite processor on here. This is the base model, 256 gigs and 12 gigs of RAM. Of course, we can play PUBG at 120 frames, and overall, the processor, it does a really great job in benchmarks. Everything is super fast. But like I said, yeah, you'll probably notice apps opening up a little bit quicker and stuff like that compared to, you know, older devices, but you really shouldn't notice too much of a difference. Like I said, I'll compare it to my older devices, but you can see this is a big jump in the Geekbench, as you guys can see here, especially in that multi-core score. And this is also a pretty big jump when it comes to that GPU score as well. Check out the max speaker volume. I mean, these are excellent sounding speakers, guys. Super clear, really good bass quality, really well balanced. The top speaker, even if you cover the bottom speaker, still does a really good job. So I have to put these side by side with the S24 Ultra, but I mean, these sound really, really good. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about, you know, the other stuff. The AI stuff, guys, like, you know, you have Gemini and stuff on here now. The AI stuff I never really use. I'm not even gonna lie. I never use the AI stuff like that. To me, it's not super useful. And then also something to note is Samsung will be charging for Galaxy AI. We just don't know how much. And, you know, that's something to take note of. But unless you find this AI stuff to be useful, like for me personally, again, it's not very useful. I rarely use it. Like I've gone over a lot of these AI features and I just don't use them unless I'm like going over features. The one I do use is probably the circle to search. That's really easy to find wallpapers. Like if you know, just take a screenshot or something, you can get information like that too. And yeah, overall the AI stuff, guys, to me it's not really that interesting, but if you guys want me to cover that a little more in detail, I will. But all right, guys, I do want to talk about the cameras on here. So we have a 200 megapixel standard, 10 megapixel telephoto, 3x optical, 50 megapixel periscope telephoto, 5x optical, and then we have a 50 megapixel ultra wide. That is the new one. And then we also do have 8K 24 and 30 video. The video is supposed to be improved as well, and then a 12 megapixel selfie cam that shoots in 4K 60. So overall, I'm going to compare it to my older flagships. The photos look great. I was really more curious about the video as well, because the video is supposed to be improved a lot on this S24 Ultra here. So you guys know I really like Pixel phones for video, but yeah, I really want to test this out and see what it's all about. But so far the photos look really good. They again look almost identical to the S24 Ultra. In my opinion, it's really hard to actually see a difference here for sure. But like I said, we'll do those comparisons. But overall, this is, you know, of course, a flagship quality camera. You'll be getting really good shots. The macro photography is also supposed to be a lot better here because of that upgraded ultra wide as well. The phone does have a new coating on the display. I forgot to mention that, but it does a really good job at reflecting light. Let me see if I can show you guys the iPhone here. As you guys can see, it does a really good job at not reflecting a whole bunch of light. Super, like in real life, it's really amazing, guys. So I really like the coating on the display here. And you got that now brief thing here, which is pretty nice. So this will give you like a personalized brief or something like that. One UI 7 also, One UI 7 is like super smooth, guys. It is really smooth so far. So it's something that I really notice. So yeah, this thing is like blazing fast. But yeah, the battery life is still learning my usage and stuff like that. So I'm expecting the battery life to be, you know, pretty good, somewhat on par with the S24 Ultra, if not a little bit better. 5,000 milliamps. Still, a lot of people are upset about that. A lot of people wanted that new battery tech, that 6,000 milliamps. And then we also have 45-watt charging, wireless and reverse wireless charging. So, and also, guys, these are Qi 2 supported now. So you get the MagSafe. Samsung has their MagSafe case. So for you guys that maybe are switching from iPhones, you have a lot of MagSafe accessories. You don't have to, you know, get rid of it. Man, this one is actually pretty tough. It's not a soft case at all. So I think it goes in like that. This doesn't have a protection for the bottom. I don't know if I like that. Yeah, it leaves this part exposed. Yeah, I don't know if I like this case. It doesn't feel like it offers a lot of protection. This might be the first phone where I have to put a screen protector on it. I don't like this being exposed, and I don't like that this doesn't have a lot of rays. I actually would not buy this case if it wasn't like, if I didn't get it for free. Yeah, I don't really like this. But yeah, so I mean, it looks nice. It's clear, so you can see your color, and you can use your MagSafe accessories. Yeah, is this worth the upgrade? I think it's gonna be a very, very tough sale. Tougher than, this might be like the first year where it's like a super tough sale to get people from older flagships to upgrade, but we'll see.